seated. Let's begin. Let's begin in an easy, comfortable seated position. Just allow the legs to relax, feel heavy. Just begin to feel the spine and upper body stack on top of the lower body. You're going to find that nice tall spine. Really begin to engage the mind, begin to turn off the outside world, begin to feel relaxed and ready to build some strength and create some space within the body. Let's just take a couple of breaths here. And we're going to begin by stretching out the upper body. So on an inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, and then exhale, cactus them open. So you're drawing the elbows back and down. Bring the shoulder blades together. Open the chest up. Gently lift up the gaze. And then inhale to sweep the arms back up overhead. And exhale, cactus again. Good. Inhale to reach. And exhale to cactus. One more. Inhale. And exhale, draw the elbows back and down. Good. This time, inhale, reach the arms up. And then exhale, float them down beside you. Pressing the middle fingers to each side of the room. Begin to turn the palms upward. And then begin to turn the left palm down so that the shoulder is internally rotating and the palm is facing up. And then switch arms, so the right palm's facing towards the ground. And then we're internally rotating that left shoulder, reaching the palm up. Good, just moving here, beginning to internally rotate each shoulder and straightening out the arms. Flipping the palms. Good, and then gently release the hands. Take a few shrugs of the shoulders, just release any tension from the shoulders, from the head. And then gently coming into a twist. Let's take the left hand to the outside of the right knee, reach the right fingertips behind, and then gently pull on that knee so that we're gazing to the back of the room over that right shoulder. This will also be stretching out the neck, stretching out the lower back, stretching out the shoulder blade if you're pulling on that knee. Good, and then come through center. Let's switch sides. Left hand reaches behind, right hand on the left knee. Twist to the left. Good, and then gently release. Take the hands to the knees and let's move through some seated cat-cows. On an inhale, we're going to draw the body forward. Really pushing the chest forward, arching the back. And then on the exhale, we're going to do the opposite by rounding out the shoulders, emptying the belly, and really pushing the shoulder blades apart. So we're tucking the chin to the chest, hollowing out the belly. Inhale to come forward. And exhale, round. Good, one more. Inhale, come forward. And exhale, round. Come back through center and let's take a few circles with the hips. So really using the upper body here. Drop forward, pushing on the knees as we feel good. Just really moving the spine, moving the upper body. Generating lots of movement, warming the muscles up. And then go ahead, switch directions. Last one. And coming back to center. Let's go ahead and fold the legs, coming forward onto tabletop and tucking the toes. And setting up for thread the needle. So ground into the hands here. Draw the lower belly in. Checking the knees are stacked under the hips, hands are stacked under shoulders. Let's go ahead and inhale. Lift the right hand up, twisting the body to the right. Really feeling into the lower back here. And then exhale. Draw the right arm down and under and threading the needle. Using the left hand for support, coming to rest on the head. Just allowing that shoulder blade to really loosen up. With every inhale, we want to create some space. With every exhale, we want to relax the muscles. Ground into that left hand, reverse thread the needle. Draw the right hand back up to the sky. And then plant the right hand down. Okay, preparing for the other side. Inhale, open the body up to the left. And then exhale, sweep the arm down and under. Really breathing into the upper back body. Ground into the right hand. Reverse your thread the needle. Sweep the left hand up. And then plant that left hand down. Let's walk the knees slightly back. And then let's begin to walk the hands forward, keeping the tailbone high, making our way into puppy pose. So walking the hands forward, and then beginning to melt the upper body towards the mat. You may like to rest your head on the mat, or you can come to resting the chin, depending on how open your shoulders feel, depending on, again, what feels good for you. If you're feeling it, you are doing it. Try to approach this practice with that mindset that you cannot do this wrong. Unless you really push it and you hurt yourself and you know you're about to. But you're smart enough to know where that edge is. And then gently push your way back through tabletop, and we'll make our way to downward facing dog. So really pressing into the fingertips here, pressing into the palms. Go ahead, tuck the toes, lift the knees, and then send the tailbone high. No worries if you're bending your knees here. And go ahead and just walk out the feet, pedaling them out. Really aiming to release tension from the head and the neck here. Making sure that our upper body isn't rounded. And then find stillness. Settling into your downward facing dog. And on your next inhale, Begin to walk the hands to the back of the mat, coming to a forward fold at the back. Again, bend the knees as much as you need here. We want to really allow the upper body to hang heavy. So we're not forcing our legs to be straight. We're not putting pressure on the hamstrings that doesn't need to be there. Remembering that we're here for 45 minutes. We don't need to have everything feeling unlocked right at the beginning. And find ragdoll, grabbing onto opposite elbows. Release any extra tension by shaking the head yes. And shaking the head no. Release the hands if you like. Maintaining that heaviness in the upper body. We're going to roll our way to standing, vertebrae by vertebrae. Head comes last. Shake the shoulders down. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. And then exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold. Inhale to half lift, find a flat back. And then exhale, forward fold. Plant the fingertips and walk the hands to the top of the mat, finding plank pose. Hold here, engage the core. Draw the belly button into the spine. We'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And gently lower the knees or tuck the elbows and lower all the way down onto your belly. Untuck the toes, slide the weight back. And then inhale for baby cobra. So finding a really gentle back bend here. Breathe. And then on your next exhale, we gently lower down. Gently press into the hands, coming into Sphinx. Let's bring the elbows close to the body, palms face down. Pressing through the palms here and pressing through the hands. So allow yourself to settle into this gentle back bend. And if you'd like, you're welcome to make your way into seal or stay here in Sphinx. And if you want to come with me into seal, just walk the hands forward a little bit more. Straighten the arms. And lift the gaze. Press into the pelvic bones. You can make this as intense or as gentle as you like. Wherever you are, gently lower down. Take the hands under the shoulders and then press the body back to sitting on the heels for child's pose. Big toes are touching. Upper body is heavy on the thighs or between the thighs. Take a couple of breaths here. And then your next inhale, coming through tabletop, let's make our way to downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the tailbone high. And then inhale, let's sweep the right leg up and behind for three-legged dog. Bend the knee and open the hip towards the right, keeping that left foot firmly planted. Hips squared with the mat. Let's take some circles with that right knee. Opening up the right hip. And then go ahead and draw the right knee into the chest, stepping the right knee to the top of the mat. Lower the left knee down, untuck the toes, and find your low lunge. Pressing here into that right knee. Allow the hips to sink forward and down. Breathing into that left hip flexor. We're here just breathing into the hips. Again, creating more space as we inhale. Then begin to shift the weight back as you straighten the front leg. Point the right toes to the sky, flexing the right foot. We'll find half splits. Really trying to keep a neutral spine here, rather than just rounding the shoulders and folding over top of that right leg. We want to really move with some mindfulness here. Really being aware of how our body hinges, doesn't just dump over top. Staying high on the fingertips or choosing to walk forward, melting a little further over that right thigh. Begin to just gently move the right foot from side to side. Small, subtle movement. Aware of any sensation that creates, any difference it makes. And find stillness once again. Let's bend into that right knee. Tuck the back toes, coming through runner's lunge. We're going to float the left leg up and behind us, coming into a supported warrior three. So this is a great opportunity to use your block if you have it and can't quite reach the ground. But really trying to feel strong in that right leg as the left leg is sent behind us, toes flex towards the ground. Feeling strong and stable in that right leg. As climbers, we are often using one leg at a time, whether it be for high steps or, pistol squats, anything on the wall that requires a push from one leg. This will be helping with that. And then keeping the left foot lifted, let's gently turn it towards the outer edge of the mat on an angle and then plant it down behind you. Good, straighten that front leg. And then keeping the right fingertips either on the ground or coming to the ankle or shin, let's lift the left arm up for triangle or trikonasana. Really lengthen here, right from the heel all the way up to the left fingertips. This is beautiful for the lower back, beautiful for the hips, beautiful for opening up the chest. Wherever you're feeling it, it's a good sign. And then take the left arm overhead, reaching it to the front of the room. Really pulling through the side body. And gaze down at the right foot. Let's windmill the hands, framing that right foot. Step the right foot to the back of the mat, coming back into plank, lowering through chaturanga. Keep the elbows nice and close to the body. Inhale, untuck the toes, upward facing dog. And exhale, press back for downward facing dog. We're going to repeat that sequence on the other side. On an inhale, flip the left leg up and behind you for three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the body up towards the left side of the room. And then draw the knees in big circles. Making sure to reverse directions. The whole point of this class is to feel balanced. That includes the sides of the body, the directions, the front and back. And then draw the left knee in through the chest, step to the front of your mat. Lower the right knee down, untuck the back toes, and find your low lunge. Again, melting the hips towards the ground. Press into the left knee. Staying tall and upright through the chest. You should be feeling really good through that right hip flexor. Mat a little deeper towards the ground, really push into that left knee. Then begin to shift the weight back, straighten the front leg, flex the toes, and find half splits. Again, trying to lead with that flat back, not dumping our weight over top of the left thigh. We don't want to pull our hamstring. Allow yourself to melt further over top if that's appropriate. And then wiggling the foot side to side, finding some movement, just exploring what that might feel like. Internally and externally rotating the foot. And then find your stillness. Bend into the left knee once again. And tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. And then coming into your supported warrior three, send the weight forward as you lift the back leg. So this time we're flexing the right foot towards the ground. That right leg is lifted and strong. Feeling grounded through the left foot. And then begin to take that right foot on an angle as you step the right foot back and down. Straighten the front leg. Find triangle pose, facing the other side of the room. Right hand reaches up. Left hand is resting either on the ankle, shin, on the ground. And then take that right hand overhead, reaching to the front of the room. Feeling a pull through the right side. Gaze down at the foot, plant the hands, step the left foot back for plank. Lower through chaturanga, engage the core, keep the elbows nice and close. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, press back for downward facing dog. Inhale, begin to walk to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale to fold. Plant the hands and step back for plank. This time moving to really engaging our core. Let's check in here that we have a nice solid, firm line. Lower belly is drawn in. We're going to come to a side plank. So ground through that right hand and then begin to shift the weight open to the left side of the room. Reach the left arm up, and then if it's appropriate for you, stack the left foot on top of the right. Lift the hips nice and high. Breathe here. Find something to focus on. And then switching sides, gaze down at the right hand. Plant the left hand and rotate the body open to the right. Lifting the hip high. Go ahead and plant the right hand down, coming through plank. Lower the knees and shift the weight back for downward facing. Sorry, not downward facing dog, child's pose. Sitting back on the heels. Take a moment of rest. Just absorb all of that hard work. Awesome. Just reading the comments. Awesome to hear, enjoying it. And take one more breath here. And then slide your weight forward, come down onto the belly. And we'll set up for locust pose. So we want to strengthen the front and the back of the body. We're going to move to the back now. Reach around with the hands to your lower back. Interlace the fingers, making one big fist. And then draw the fist back, pulling your chest off of the ground. Now you might like to stay here, or begin to lift the back feet, drawing the shins and the thighs off of the ground as well. Helps if you don't have a couch in the way. So really draw the fists back to the heels. Engage your glutes, squeeze. And then gently lower all the way down. Release the hands, release the feet. Take the hands back under the shoulders. Press through tabletop. And then lift the tailbone. Let's tuck the toes and send the weight back for downward facing dog. On an inhale, float the right leg up and behind you. Bend the knee, draw it into the chest. And then lower the shin down so it's parallel with the mat. Untuck the back leg, finding pigeon pose. Beautiful for the hips. Let's find a upright position here. Coming to balance. Now your foot might be closer to your pelvis. Your foot might be right on the outer edge of your mat. How your pigeon looks is totally dependent on where your hips are at, how they're feeling tonight. It's a really intense stretch for the hip flexors, so we'll take it easy. And some of you might know where we're going, and that is coming to a forward fold. So you're welcome to make your way there now, or you might like to stay upright. It's up to you. But we'll just slowly make our way down, coming to rest wherever feels, again, just appropriate for our bodies. Making no rush to get there. Just allow the upper body to be heavy. Allow your forehead to rest, your head to relax. Even if you're upright, just try and release some tension from the shoulders and from the jaw, from the eyes. We're not here to struggle or to push it. Moving should be fun. Let's try and keep an element of play and fun in it. And go ahead and push yourself back up. Release the right knee. Coming through tabletop just for a moment. Wriggle the hips out. Take some gentle movement. And we'll go ahead and switch sides. So sending the right leg long and back. Let's draw that left knee up. And then the foot to the outside edge of the right side of the mat. Once again, before we fold anywhere, let's try and stay upright, find our foundation. Just become aware of where the hips have landed, making any adjustments. And then when you're ready, you can make your way to folded position. Coming to rest and relax for a few breaths. Again, creating space with every inhale. Try not to fidget. Try and just breathe into the stickiness, into the resistance. And gently twist yourself back upright. Gently release that knee. Coming back to tabletop. Going up the hips, just finding some organic movement. Something to just relax the legs again, the hips again, the lower back. And then go ahead and fold the legs, coming to sit on your sit bones. Let's take the feet to the top of the mat. Setting up for boat pose here. Let's find a tall spine, a gentle bend in the knees. And then keeping this bend, our aim is to gently rock back, really using our lower core to stay stable and point the toes to the front of the room. So send the fingertips out in front of you and then begin to lift and rock back. So really switching the abs on here. Breathe into it. Find some stability. If you like, you can begin to extend the legs or keep a bend. Good. Breathe here. We'll hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then gently lower all the way down onto your back. Good. Whew. Take a deep breath. Sigh it all out. And then let's inhale to draw the right knee into the chest. Extend the left leg long. Again, really activate it. Push the left heel and the left toes to the front of the mat. Keeping the lower back connected with the ground. Pulling that right knee in nice and close. Go ahead and just reach around for the right toe, finding half happy baby. So pulling the right knee towards the ground. And then bend the left foot, drawing the left heel close to the sit bones. Let's take that right foot over top of the left thigh. And sitting up for a supine pigeon. Beautiful for the hips, beautiful for the glutes. You might like to stay here, or you can reach around and hook onto either the left shin or the back of the left thigh. Allow the upper body to be heavy. Really pulling through that right glute. Just breathe. Witness how the body responds. And gently release the left heel down to the ground. Keeping the right leg over top, let's cross the legs. If you like, coming into eagle legs in a lying position, or just staying with them crossed. Let's draw the knees over to the left, taking a twist. Send the right arm out beside you. Gaze to the right side of the room. And gently come back through center, Release the legs, hug both knees into the chest. Rock and roll side to side a bit. And then send the right leg long, keeping the left leg hugged in nice and close. Really activate through that right leg, pushing it away from you, pushing the foot towards the front of the mat. Draw the left knee in close. And then coming into half happy baby on the other side. Reach around for the left big toe or the outer edge of the foot. And then draw that left knee towards the ground. Walk the right heel in close to the sit bones. Then cross that left foot over top of the right knee. Let's find our supine pigeon on the other side, choosing to either stay here or reach around for the hamstring or the shin. Again, just relax into it. Just feel the juiciness that this stretch can bring. If you're a runner, this is also just amazing. You might be feeling quite a bit of tension here. And releasing the right foot down. Go ahead and cross the legs or find your eagle legs on the other side. Let's draw the legs over to the right, gazing back over the left hand, left shoulder. And gently come back through center. Release the legs, draw both knees into the chest. Rock and roll from side to side. And then begin to rock and roll your way up and down, massaging out the long edge of the back. And rock and roll your way all the way up to a seated position. Let's go ahead and find a really comfortable seated pose to close down our practice. Take any extra movement that feels good for you. Then inhale, drawing the hands up overhead. Bring the palms to touch. Exhale, draw them through heart center. Let's just take a gentle bow of gratitude. Let's say thank you to our bodies. Thank you for this 45 minutes of attention that we give to it. And thank you for the opportunity to continue to connect and do all of this together while we're in the midst of a lockdown. Thank you for joining me tonight. I really hope that you enjoyed that, and I hope that your body is feeling great. Mine is. Hopefully this is our last week of lockdown. So